It's Sunday. Time to get a little spicy. Come closer. Let's begin. Stories dripping smooth like wine. Some are crooked, some divine. Whispers rising in the night. Touch the heat of Sunday spice. Sunday spice. Take a taste. Sunday spice. No time to waste. Every laugh, a sweet device. Lose yourself in Sunday spice. Naughty secrets, little lies. Eyes are glowing, tongues collide. Doesn't matter if they're true. The fun is waiting here for you. Sunday spice. Take a taste. Sunday spice. No time to waste. Let it tease. Let it entice. You belong in Sunday spice. Don't fight it. You know what you want. Sunday. Spice.
I love it.
Doesn't that sound good?
It's so good.
I know, and
Yes.
professional.
It's like-
Professional.
So
Well,
sultry.
you know. Yeah.
Professional Shizzy. So far from it, especially with this book. Oh my God. Oh, it gets so unprofessional. So I hope you guys are ready for it.
Cletus goes to Birmingham. I mean, Mordor.
Oh,
Well, it's worse than that because they're at the Galloping G-String right now.
I thought that was illegal in Myrtle Beach. Can we make it illegal in this story too?
when did this happen?
Oh, you heard about that? Oh yeah, Myrtle Beach, girl got arrested for wearing a little G-string on the beach.
Oh, wait. I feel like
On
I
the
did
beach.
hear about this, and it was Friday we were talking about it.
Yes,
Yay, memory cells.
they work.
Yay.
Can't believe they're working.
Holy
All
cow.
that ginseng is working.
Hallelujah.
Well, speaking of Galloping G-Strings, it was alive with noise, smoke, and color. Music throbbed from the jukebox, something with a bass line that rattled the floor, and every table was crowded with patrons,
You
louder.
said throbbed.
I know. I was trying not to giggle, but that word.
I giggled.
This
It's
is
fine.
This
It's
is
fine.
why I can't be a romantic, like use my voice for badness, like be a romance narrator, because I'd get to the funny parts and then I'd be like, and he caressed her.
Okay, take 34.
It'd be like, it'd be like Dirty Dancing where, she just can't, she's like running her hand. It is supposed to be all sensual and she starts snort laughing. I mean, some men find it very attractive, but
Or
it
you're-
does tend to kill the mood.
You're slowly caressing her, and then you just drop her to the floor. Oops.
Oops.
Oh, ow.
Sorry.
Well, or you fall down the stairs attempting to do the like dance down the stairs because you assume that watching the show 430 times would give you coordination. No.
Muscle memory.
No, it's not Baldo Grabbins. This
Oh.
is Frank. Frank and Beans.
Frank. Poor Frank.
Baldo Grabbins is a pretty good name, though.
It is.
I know. That's our next Teddy Rubskin adventure.
Rub skin.
Let's go home.
Man,
Littlefoot and Baldo Grabbins.
Littlefoot and Baldo Grabbins. Oh,
The Great Valley turns out to be Burning Man with the orchard.
God.
He was just found in a pool of blood. Nobody really suspects foul play.
There'll
Tell
be an
me, you
increased
damn leaf.
police
How are we
presence
dry-
at Burning Man.
Come on, voice of my disembodied dead mother. Tell me where I'm going again. Like the disembodied GPS no one ever needed.
men in leather vests lean close together. Women in sequins, maybe they were men, dance with one another under flashing lights, and others of indeterminate attire swayed and laughed like the whole night belonged to them. Pip's jaw had dropped. Bloody hell, he whispered. This place is amazing. Keep your mouth shut. Sam snapped through his, though his ears had gone pink. No one's ever been safe in the back door.
Not a one.
Well,
Lemmy
that's the
Winks
point.
especially.
That's the point, isn't it? Frank tried to shrink into the shadows, but shrinking was impossible here. Their table is too near the floor, where a drag queen in a gown of red feathers spun with a flourish, planting kisses on anyone within reach. A roar of laughter followed her each time, and more than one hand brushed too close to Pip's shoulder on her pass. Blend in, Mary muttered. For heaven's sake, just blend in. But Pip could not blend. A group of patrons spotted him skinny and nervous, and before he could protest, they had pulled him onto the floor. Cheers erupted. Someone shouted, "Get that fart moving!"
That's what Valhalla said after he tried a shotgun.
Yeah.
By the way, I've now learned that he was paid to do that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
He was paid to put
Dang
himself
it.
in that much pain.
Mhm.
Yes.
And here I am just acting goofy for free. I really need to
Right?
work on this.
You got to griff, Mo. How many times do I have to tell you?
Oh my
I know.
gosh. Pip stumbled, then flailed, and then, to the horror of his friends, actually began to dance. Badly. His arms windmilled, his legs kicked, and the crowd howled with delight. The drag queen crowned him with a feather boa, and Pip nearly tripped over his own feet. Sit down before you kill yourself. Sam hissed from the table, but Pip basked in it. I'm blending, he shouted, twirling once before collapsing. into the
Sparkly.
booth. Sparkly.
Fabulous.
Feathers askew and cheeks flaming. The laughter of the room rolled on, but Frank...
Not all that was flaming.
But I know.
No.
Listen, I have impeccable gaydar unless I'm attracted to said man. Then I'm confused. Like George Michael, like my grandma with Liberace, we just don't get those signals.
Well, in your defense, I think a lot of people had a hard time with the George Michael one.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
But then looking back on it, it's like, it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Faith that threw us off because he had a bunch of
Yeah,
hot chicks. If he'd
true.
stuck with Wham, we would have been like,
No,
Yeah.
it was Freedom. Freedom was the one where he had all the supermodels in the video. I know this because Expert got a copyright strike one FNL for playing that video. It's Freedom 94.
Oh my God. But Frank felt no mirth. His hand strayed to his...
well, that's
You
why
sure
he went
about
to
that?
the back door.
where his hand strayed to his pocket,
Hands, no tubing, hands above the desk.
where the ring throbbed with the music.
Oh, God.
The whisper was louder now. Put me
Wait a
on.
minute. Have we established what this ring does?
Is this
Where
a
it
C
goes?
ring? by any chance?
Might be. I don't know. They haven't really established that.
Yeah, just curious.
They'll cheer you too. They'll adore you. You'll be safe. He clenched his fist hard, but his heart raced. Then through the smoke and the lights, he felt it, a steadier gaze.
Wait, go back to that. I got to do that in a different voice. Go back.
Okay.
Put me in. They'll cheer you too. They'll adore you. You'll be safe.
There's your next short.
Very much so.
He clenched his fist hard, but his heart raced. Then through the smoke and the lights, he felt it, a steadier gaze, one that did not laugh or leer.
Ooh, someone's found their dom.
Oh, you have no idea. Where the
Welcome
neon
to Sunday
dim
Spice.
of figures sat apart. A leather coat draped over his shoulders. Beside him rested a helmet, black and scarred. He did not drink. He did not clap. He only watched. Sam leaned close. Frank, see him? The one in the corner. Frank nodded faintly. He had already seen. Mary swallowed. I had heard of his kind. The bikers. They say they ride between towns, never staying, never speaking more than they must. But they see things. They know things. Pip adjusted his boa. Well, if he's a biker, I'd rather be on our side than staring at us like he wants to take us for a spin.
Why choose?
Do
Two
both.
birds, one stone. I know.
Frank said nothing. The music pounded. The crowd roared. And still the watcher in the corner did not look away. The night pressed on, and the galloping G-string only grew louder. The drag queens had taken to climbing tables, their gowns flashing in the neon, belting out songs that were half magic, half mockery. A pair of leather-clad men performed a dance so suggestive that Sam nearly fell off his chair, muttering prayers to whatever saint still had patience for farts. Go ahead, Mo.
Pip, of course, was in his glory. He shouted encouragements, clapped too loud, snapped, and learned voguing, whistling until Mary yanked him down by the boa. You'll have the whole bar on us, you fool, Mary hissed. We already have the whole bar on us in my dreams. Pip said cheerfully, might as well enjoy it.
I think Pip
Frank-
found his people.
Yes, he did.
He did. He's having fun. He's like, June 2, oh my God.
Yes.
He's like, get me a Jaguar
Queen
and a
Slay.
Bud Light. 70 days of being a girl. Frank tried to ignore them. He sat stiff like a Republican, his hand around the little black box and the Gideon's pamphlet he had gotten from the lounge. The ring whispering hot against his thigh. You know, searing is becoming much more plausible. This MacGuffin is a McDillon. The music pulsed and light strobed, laughter's rolls and whispered swells with it.
Oh, please let me.
Okay,
Join them. They'll cheer for you. They'll never laugh again. Put me on. Put me on.
respect my authority.
Respect my authority.
His breath caught. The box slipped. The ring spilled into his palm, small and dark, like an olive. Those things are gross. Yet glinting in the light of the disco ball. Again, if you find an olive in a disco bar, there are many more questions one must need to ask.
Is there blue
Whispers
cheese in
became
it?
Ew.
Why did I pick it up off the floor? Is it a turd? I mean, these are questions that,
Fair.
if so, what kind of rat did it come from? Because it's huge. You know, these are all questions you have to logic tree out, especially if you have feral children. Whispers became a roar. His hand trembled, lifting it toward his finger. Frank, Sam hissed, fierce and low. But the crowd had seen them like a bunch of Mormons. The eyes, hundreds of them fixed on him, glitter painted and curious. And someone shouted, oh, honey, he's about to give us a show. Snap, snap, sparkle, bend and snap, someone yelled. The room broke into laughter and applause, egging him on. Do it, do it, the queen in sequins cried. Put it on, darling, let me see you sparkle. As
Yes,
Tim would
queen.
say, make it work, make it work. Frank's heart raced, and for an awful instant, he felt like he was on Say Yes to the Dress. And then a shadow fell across the table. Clamor dulled. The laughter wavered, like Bravo's Real Housewives. Standing before them, a figure from the corner. Tall, leather-clad, the road's wear still clinging to his boots. He looked down at Frank, who sported a mild chub. He was a little confused, but he was like, I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
They don't call me
He
Frank
looked down
and
at
Beans for
Frank. Their eyes is locked. In his gaze, there was no mockery, no glitter, no sequence, only steadiness of the only man sober amongst drunks. Pocket it, he said, his voice cutting through the din like a blade. Frank froze, part of him rebelling. You are not my supervisor, yelled Charlene. The ring seemed to burn in his hand, Charlene energy all the way, but he closed his fist around it because he was not a slave to his uterus. He shoved it back in his box. The roar in his mind quieted, and though the sweat on his brow did not fade, full storm?
Wait, it's Dictionary Diva's turn.
Oh no!
Oh, sorry.
We're
You
just
know
out
I
of
can't-
order.
Well, Shizzy, put
yeah,
us
I was
this
going
way.
from last year.
He did. He put us.
How's that?
There we go.
Okay, that's better.
That's much better.
The natural order is restored.
Oh,
Yay!
I feel so much better now.
You like being on
Crowd
top?
booed good-naturedly, disappointed at the lost spectacle, and returned to their songs and drinks. But at Frank's table, the air was heavy. The man rested one gloved hand on the chair. You're haunted, he said low, just for them. And your
Ice.
two...
Ice.
The farts are out. The farts are out.
The parts are out.
And you're too green to know how to hide. Lucky for you, I do. Sam bristled. And why should we trust you? The man's eyes glinted beneath the neon. Because I'm a biker. And there's no one in the back door who knows the roads better than we do. Nobody can get in the back door quite like a biker. The man lingered only long enough to let the noise of the common room swallow their near disaster. Then, without another word, he turned and strode toward a side hall. He did not look back, but his intent was clear. Frank hesitated, leaned close, whispered harshly, "We can't follow him. He could be leading us straight into a trap,
Almost
like
definitely.
Admiral Akbar said."
Yeah.
Well, he already pulled you out of it, Mary said. And unless you got a better plan for dodging half the back door, I'd say we follow.
What?
Pip adjusted his boa, still pink in the face. Well, if he's taking us to the back door's back room, well, we shouldn't argue. Sam groaned. Everything out of your mouth sounds filthy in this place. Well,
Darling,
because the place
everything
was
is filthy in my mouth
Yeah.
anyway.
It's because the whole place was filthy. But Frank rose, clutching the black box in his pocket, and followed. The others trailed close. The corridor was narrow, its walls lined with faded posters and string of lights that flickered like dying stars, hiding all the stuff that, well, a black light would hide.
Ew.
The music and laughter dulled behind them only until the low hum of voices and the creak of floorboards remained, kind of like my aunt's house. At last, the man stopped before a plain door and pushed it open. "Inside," he said. The room beyond was small, 4 chairs, a battered table, a single bulb that swung gently from the ceiling. It smelled faintly of leather and smoke and, well, bad decisions. The man shut the door behind them, and for the first time the noise of the Galloping G-String was shut away. He leaned against the wall, folding his arms. His presence filled the room, steady and unyielding. His eyes swept over them one by one before settling on Frank. "You're being haunted," he said quietly in an almost Batman-like voice. "And not just by the curious eyes in that hall. The nine are here. I saw one of their black cars prowl the edge of the back door before you came through the gate. They're sniffing for you, for what you carry. And it's not just the scent of burning oil."
Shame.
Frank felt his stomach drop. The box in his pocket seemed to weigh 100 pounds. "And you know this how?" The man's gaze did not waver. "Because I'm one of the bikers. We rode the long roads where shadows gather first. We see what others pretend not to. Oh, and I've seen 'em. Black hoods behind black glass, rolling slow, stopping to listen. They've been hunting you, well, since you left the Cheeks." Sam's fist clenched. "Then why help us? What's it to you?" The man's eyes narrowed, and for the first time a flicker of heat entered his voice. "Because if they find you, it won't stop with you. The nine serve a master older and darker than this town's neon. And if
To
the
which
ring
Pip says,
returns..."
"The nine can come master me anytime." Challenge accepted, RSVP, yes.
"And if that sea ring returns to him, every cul-de-sac from here to Glory Hole will burn like an STD." The room went still. Even Pip found no joke for that. At last, Maris spoke, his voice quiet. "So what do we do?" The man's gaze turned back to Frank. "You stay close. Trust me. And when I tell you to move, move your fucking ass." Frank swallowed. "In your name?" The man's lips twitched. Not quite with a smile. "Well, not yet. In time, for now. It's enough to know that I'm a biker. And the road is darker than you think. Darker than the vast..."
Hallelujah, said Pip.
The bulb swung gently above them, creaking on its cord. The biker had fallen silent, his gaze still on Frank, when the door burst open without a knock. In waddled the innkeeper, red-faced and sweating with his pants around his ankles. His apron stained with what might have been beer, love gravy, or both.
Ew.
He shut the door behind him and leaned on it as though to keep the entire common room from following. "Stars above," he puffed. "I don't know what you lads have dragged into the back door, but it smells like trouble. And I don't just mean the smell of penicillin or the glitter glue in the urinals." Sam bristled. "We've kept to ourselves." "Kept to yourselves?" The innkeeper waved a towel so wildly that a button popped from his vest. "One of you's been dancing like a half-drunk peacock. Another nearly fainted at the sight of sequins, and your quiet one here nearly pulled out something shiny enough to make the whole room gasp. You know how difficult that is in a room full of queens?"
And you're turning the frogs gay.
"You're turning the frogs gay." "That's not keeping to yourselves. That's painting a target on your asses."
Which we generally encourage, but not when the authorities are near.
Pip tried to look offended. "It was a performance. It was a bloody circus act." The innkeeper shot back. "Half the bar thinks you're a bachelorette party gone wrong in Nashville." The biker's voice cut through the rant, low and steady. "Tell him what you saw." The innkeeper deflated a little, his bluster softening into unease. He tugged at his collar and lowered his voice. There's been cars. Black ones. Rolling slow past the Galloping G-String. Windows down. Nothing but shadows inside. Folks say the drivers don't blink. They just sniff the air like hounds. Gives me the shivers. And tonight, I swear one of them stopped right outside. The room went still. Diva?
See? The innkeeper said, quieter now. I don't know what you're tangled up in, and I don't want to. But the back door doesn't need black hooded freaks sniffing around. Keep your heads down, and for heaven's sake, if you're gonna prance, do it without jewelry. He gave Frank a nervous glance, dabbed his forehead with a towel, and waddled back out, muttering about needing a drink stronger than beer. Silence settled again. Frank looked at the biker, whose eyes had not moved from him. You see, the biker said, the 9 are close. You cannot linger here. The little room felt smaller than ever. The bulb swayed on its cord, casting long shadows across the walls. Frank sat stiff, the box heavy in his pocket. The biker's words heavier still. You can't stay in the back door. The biker said. His voice was calm, but it carried a weight that brooked no argument. If the 9 are sniffing the streets already, then by dawn this whole place will be crawling. They'll know you were here. They'll smell it on you.
Oh no.
Pip tried for bravado, tucking his feather boa tighter around his shoulders.
That's not all he tucked.
Hey, it's his 87th day of being a girl.
Well, if they sniff me, they'll choke on sequins. Pip, Mary groaned, but the biker didn't laugh. His eyes stayed on Frank. You leave at first light with me. I'll take you east off the roads they watch. Glory Hole lies far, and the way is hard. But if you want to get there alive, you'll follow. Sam bristled. And what if you're leading us into a trap?
It's a trap!
Leprechaun.
And he's gonna steal your Lucky Charms too.
My Lucky Charms. I know what he's doing.
You don't want to know what they did to the Keebler elves. The Snap Crackle Pop kids.
By the way, I truly believe that Baker is the Keebler elf.
Oh, yes. He's
Just
like the
saying.
head elf. Yes.
He's the one in the commercials.
Hey. That was the older dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
The Keebler elf.
The Keebler. I
The
thought there were others. There were other elves.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's only one, the Keebler elf.
Yeah, they didn't have any girl elves, did they?
wonder why.
It was a Smurfette kind of
Hey,
situation.
you want some cookies?
Well, that explains the double fudge, you know. Elf cookies, you know, I'd always wondered.
Double fudge.
Double fudge.
The biker tilted his head slightly as though weighing the insult. Then you'll know soon enough. But I've no need of tricks. If I meant you harm, I'd let you stumble into the 9 years. 9 yourselves.
9!
9. they're very good at finishing what fools begin. A chill settled over the room at his words. Mary broke it with a quiet voice. Nah, he's right, Frank. we've no chance on our own. Not against them. Frank looked at each of them. Sam, steady and stubborn. Mary, calm but afraid. It's counterintuitive. Pip, trying to grin through his hand,
Look,
though his
he's
hands
like
shook.
me. He's lived with anxiety so long it just becomes a state of being, and he's terrified of everything but manages to maintain a calm.
Pip, trying to grin, though his hands shook against the table.
Those are jazz hands.
Fabulous! Then at the biker, standing dark and certain as though the whole inn were his to command. The ring whispered in his pocket. Don't trust him. Don't trust anyone. Put me on, and you'll need no guide.
Now, if the ring talked to me that way, I gotta admit, I'd be tempted.
I don't know. The Cartman one would be like, respect my authority, and I'd be
Don't
like,
trust him. Don't trust anyone. Put me on and you'll need no guide.
I mean, Cartman got me when he was like, the skin of KFC is always the best part. I was like, he has, wisdom.
No, I'm absolutely for a campaign for just bucket of skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who needs the meat? Just bucket of skin. It's the best
Yeah.
part.
It's not like they cook the chicken through half the time anyway.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You get sick if you eat the meat. Come on.
Ew. That's why you like those
Wisdom to
dried
carry
chicken
through your
skins.
entire life.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It is wild.
He clenched his fist until it hurt. At last he said, "Very well. We'll go with you." The biker nodded once, and in the dim light it looked more like a vow than an agreement. "Good," he said. "Then rest while you can. Tomorrow the back door will be behind you."
Isn't that where the back door would normally be? Okay.
But the-
Oh my gosh, can you imagine that embroidered on a pillow? Like, relax,
door will
tomorrow the back door will
the
be
back
behind
door
you.
will be behind you.
Like, or like, I just imagine that in the new Cracker Barrel in like looking like it came from Hobby Lobby, but they didn't realize how terrible it could sound because they're just like, "Come meet us at the back porch," and they're like, "You know what? We could just change that to back door."
Back door.
And they're like, "Back door friends, welcome," and which is a sign that I think they did have at one time.
Well, that was a part of the original plan before it got, scrapped due to the public going apeshit over the logo.
Was to have backdoor advertising?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Huh. Makes you
Explains a lot, doesn't it?
The weirdest down home sex, meetup place ever.
What did she say?
What? Why's my pineapple upside down on my table?
I don't know, but that guy's doing weird
didn't think
things
he
with
could sit up there
animals,
like that.
with those balloon animals. I never did see that.
All these people keep coming by the table. I'm trying to eat.
I'm trying to eat. Why are they giving me their number? What the hell?
Why did they say they take our keys and put them in a bowl?
I can't even eat my damn breakfast. Dear Lord.
Why does it say teeth optional? I don't.
Seriously, Tani, it's 9 a.m. Come on.
Pip shuddered. That's comforting. Sam muttered, "Shut it, Pip." But Frank said nothing. He only sat with a box in his pocket and the weight of the biker's promise heavy on his heart.
Do you want to continue, Diva?
Oh, no. That's a perfect segue for someone else to read. Perfect.
Chapter 5, A Knife in the Taint.
Ew.
Ow.
Oh, a little
That would be bloody.
episiotomy between friends is nothing.
Do you go see your proctologist or your urologist if that happens?
Sounds painful.
I don't know what
which
you
way.
dudes do, but I mean, we go to our OBs.
They left the back
That's
door.
different. Guys don't have that.
You
They
guys
left the
too
back
have a
door behind.
perineum.
True.
No, we don't have a specialized doctor for that entire section.
No.
Well, fine. When I'm president, I'm going to make a taintologist, okay?
Thank God.
Big butthole and
Mo
little
for
chat.
president, hand jobs for everybody.
Yes.
Yep. No, my new slogan is I'm from the government. We specialize in doing 10% of a half-ass job. Just the tip.
Just
Mo for president.
They
I'm
left the-
honest, at least.
right.
They left the back door behind, and with it the last comfort of a roof and a fire. The road east bent through the fields and fence lines, but Yamaha turned them from it only after a short march. The 9 will hunt the road, he said, and they'll follow every mile like hounds on a scent. If you hope to see the glory hole, you'll tread paths less taken. Pip stumbled into a ditch and came
And
up
called
dripping
numbers
mud.
that say for a good time.
Yes. Less taken. Looks
They were on the
bloody
bathroom
abandoned.
stall.
Better abandoned than buried, Yamaha said flatly and pressed on. The land grew rougher. They passed through tangles of briar and thorn, then into wide stretches of bog. The ground sucked at their boots, almost like the Galloping G-String, with every step, and the air swarmed with mosquitoes that whined in the ears and bit through sleeves. The sun was veiled in mist, and the days passed gray and joyless. Glory hole, it better be worth this. Oh, I'm sorry. Glory hole, it better be worth this. Hips muttered, slapping at his neck.
Yeah,
Shut your
he's
cock
over
washer,
here
Yamaha
talking like he
growled.
doesn't know.
The hole's worth more than you can count. 3 days they labored in the marshes. Their feet blistered, their backs ached. Still, the biker drove them onward. Move, you little bastards. Nights were no kinder than days. The ground was damp and the whine of insects never ceased. Frank slept little, for each time that he closed his eyes, he felt the ring whispering hot in his pocket.
Put me in. How can you? The march will pass like a dream.
On the 4th evening, the mire began to fall away. They came at last to firmer ground, where the land rose toward a long line of hills. The sunset bled across the sky in red and gold. The air was clear though sharp with the scent of stone and dust. Yamaha halted, scanning the horizon. His eyes glinted as the light caught them. Beyond those hills lies the old road, and a place where we may watch. From there we see further, and can be seen if the 9 are abroad. But if you'd walk to the glory hole, you'd need to climb. The farts looked up at the hills, dark and looming.
That's the antithesis of a glory hole.
Yes, it is. Dark and looming against the sky. Their hearts sank, yet none spoke against him. The marsh lay foul behind them, and ahead, though peril waited, was at least solid ground. Frank touched his pocket, feeling the ring pulsing there, I bet, and wondered if even the glory hole would prove safe. Probably not. The next day dawned gray and heavy. A chill mist lay across the lowlands, clinging to the reeds and the ditches, and the marsh behind them steamed like a foul breath. They set out early, following Yamaha as he led them steadily towards the dark line of hills. The land rose beneath their feet, firm at last after days of sucking mud. Tufts of grass clung to the slopes, and scattered stones jutted like broken bones. The road was no longer visible, though Yamaha claimed it wound somewhere far to the south. He kept them to ridges, always climbing, always east. By noon, the mist had burned away. The sun revealed a land spread wide below them, a patchwork of fields and scrub, gray marshes glinting in the distance, and far beyond, the hazy shadow of darker mountains. But most striking of all was the hill that loomed ahead. It rose alone from the ridges, high and round, its sides bare of trees, its crown stark against the sky. Even from afar, they could see ruins upon its summit, sharp stones like teeth, catching the light. There, said Yamaha's voice low, the tip of the head. The old days. It was a watchtower, built to guard against the dark that spread from the taint, but now it stands alone, broken, but still high enough to see what moves upon the land. Pip whistled. The tip of the head. It looks more like the end of the world. Yamaha's eyes narrowed. You'll keep your clockwasher shut on that hill, or maybe the end of you. The climb was long and weary. The slopes were steep, the ground strewn with loose stones that slid beneath her boots. Sam sweated and cursed under his breath. Mary pressed on with grim determination, and Pip muttered until Mary cuffed him upside the head into silence. Frank lagged often with the weight of the ring dragging at his steps, its whisper pressing louder with every mile.
Oh,
No, that's you.
Wear me, climb swift, no one will see.
All right, Mel, you take over.
Eager!
I still contend Cartman isn't going to help you get anywhere swiftly unless he has a rascal. But
He
He
he's got
whispers
that. He's got
lies.
the tricycle cop car thing.
Oh
to be
yeah.
fair, he does have a big wheel.
Yeah.
But he could
big wheel.
trade that in for a Segway. Those really do well in the mountains.
By late afternoon, they reached a hollow partway up the slope where the remains of an old path wound toward the summit. The air was sharp, the wind keening over stones. All about them, the land stretched wide and bare. They felt exposed. Not in a good way, like you're forced to do naked burpees in Walmart. As if every step was watched. Again,
Or like
also,
you're wearing stretch pants in Walmart.
like you're wearing flesh-colored stretch pants in Walmart.
God. Oh God.
For when you're modest but want to create a scene.
I'm like, is that chick naked? No, they're pants.
Yeah,
Oh, dear
yeah,
Lord.
no, I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, oh, there's cuffs. Oh, wow, we picked
No.
those.
Every time I see that, I'm like, why do I criticize people that wear their PJ bottoms in Walmart when I see this?
For the same reason.
There are always worse
No.
things.
I'd rather see the PJ pants
Yeah.
because it's never the chicks you want to wear those. Never.
Well, I'm never going into Walmart anyway, so there's that.
He prefers Target.
Targets. Yes, queen.
Yamaha halted, his face grim. We'll rest here for a little. Then we'll go on the top before night. From the tip of the head, we may see where the 9 ride, perhaps more besides. Pip's like, ooh, Skinamax.
You jump on the top of the head, you can see a lot of things.
Especially when you add the quarter. Also, never women you want to see. And you learn that only after the
Fair.
quarter. Saving you a quarter, keep it for Aldi's. Use it for good. The farts dropped carefully to the ground, their legs trembling with weariness. Frank sat apart, his eyes fixed on a rune above, stark against the reddening sky. A shiver ran through him, though the wind was not cold. He felt the ring burn in his pocket. For the first time, he wondered if the tip of the head would bring them sight of hope or doom.
Could go either way,
Hey.
honestly.
Yeah, pretty much. It's either fun or maternity ward. Sometimes both. Speak from experience.
Can't knock them
By
up
the
if they're already
evening,
pregnant.
they had reached the crown of the hill, but gently twisting as they moved up the shaft. The last climb was steep and stony. Their legs shook with effort, but at last they stood upon the summit of the tip of the head. The runes loomed stark against the sky, jagged walls of ancient stone, blackened by age like a meth addict's teeth, crumbling yet defiant. Like a meth addict's teeth, I repeat myself. Once it'd been a tower, like a blockbuster. Yamaha told them, raised long ago, when the free people watched the taint with wary eyes and rented and rewinded and be kinded. Now only broken teeth of stone remained, scattered in rings around the flattened
See, every time I think of Blockbuster, I think of the time that they actually sent me to collections over a $4.95 late fee.
Yeah.
They
I'm like, really?
made me pay for Blaze of Glory. Blades of Glory.
Oh my God.
They wanted that movie back because apparently many people wanted to rent it. I was saving the world by losing it.
I was like, look, my local video store over here that has the back room, they don't worry about my late fees, but you're sending me to collections.
Yeah.
For $4.95.
Oh, God.
The view was wide and terrible. In every direction, the land stretched bare and empty, like Indiana. Hills rolling like waves, fields in gray, fading light, marshes glinting faint and distant. To the east, beyond the haze, the sky grew darker, and Frank thought he could almost see a shadow deeper than night pressing there. They sat close to the broken stones, too weary to speak. The wind keened over the ruins, carrying with it the smell of dust and old fire. Greta Thunberg.
Ew.
Frank drew his cloak tighter and touched the ring in his pocket. It burned hotter than ever and whispered insistently,
Put me on. If ahead, you will see all. If ahead, you will be nasty.
Or mistress. Just saying.
Yamaha glanced at him with the sharp eyes of a teacher in an after-school special. Keep your hand out of that pocket, Beans. The head is no place to play with power. That is a private thing. Remember, no box.
You go into the bathroom if you're going to do that shit.
You know, raising young feral boys, the amount I have had to yell about penises in my life is more than that of Jenna Jameson.
Ay.
I do contend.
That's impressive.
Things I never thought I'd yell. Like, don't touch yours. Don't pull that. I'm pretty sure it's going to stick like that. Stop. No. Both of... No.
Mo, sometimes it's
Yes.
just best to let them go into the bathroom and do their business and it'll be over with.
Yeah, until they start the no hands, no eyes challenge, and then you can't burn the house down.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep, that was fun. No one won that challenge. Just like to tell you.
Yes.
Night fell, the stars pricked the sky cold and clear, and the wind grew sharp. The farts huddled together. You know, Dutch oven is a way to share warmth amongst loved ones. And or a test of marital endurance. I'm not sure what. Sharing bread and a swallow of soda, their faces pale in the starlight. We should light a fire, Pip muttered. It's bloody freezing. No fire, Yamaha said. Not unless you want to guide the night nine straight to us. Pip said, 9. I've taken worse.
I don't know.
Sounds
But
like
the farts were
fun.
stubborn, and at last a small flame flickered among the stones. They crouched close, grateful for the heat. Even though each glance toward the dark beyond was heavy with fear, it was Mary who first saw them. Far down the slope, a faint glimmer moved, a red glow. Then another, then a third. Pididdle! Headlights, but dim, creeping slowly across the land.
Drive by.
He whispered. Chulos. No, I'm just kidding.
Cholos.
Jeez.
Frank's heart hammered, the glow spread. 4, then 5, then more, sliding from the shadows, moving like wolves on the hunt. Yamaha stood, tall and grim, his hand on the hilt of a long blade strapped across his back. Stay close to me, he said, and whatever you do, Beans, don't open that cock holster and give them your name. The first car slid to a halt at the base of the hill, then another, then another. Doors opened. Dark shapes climbed from them, faceless and hooded, and began to climb the slope. Frank felt the ring scream in his pocket. His vision blurred, his breath caught. The whisper roared louder than thought.
Wear me, butters, and they cannot touch you.
He touched the box, trembling, his will slipping. I am Captain Chaos. You cannot control me. Captain Chaos. The shapes drew closer. Black coats, not cloaks, which would be great.
Heard what
or
you said about
cloaks,
my
whichever those are.
Close.
Welcome to dyslexia. Nice to meet you. Hooked on phonics didn't work for me, though, sadly. Glinting fate under the starlight, their movements steady and tireless. One hand or one raised its head, and hiss split the night long and cold.
Spit on that thing.
Full storm.
The fart shrank back, pressed against the broken stones. Pip whimpered. Sam swore. Mary clutched a rock as though it were a weapon. The hooded figures climbed higher, and the cold of the taint seemed to pour up the hill with them. That's not quite how that works. Stand fast, Yamaha growled. His blade gleamed in the firelight. If they take your beans, they'll drag us all into the hole screaming. Keep it together. I picture Yamaha bikers more of a pirate. Frank could not breathe. The ring burned hot as fire, and he felt his hand rising toward it, helpless against its pull. The 9 were almost upon them. The fire sputtered low, and the hooded figures loomed tall, faceless, their coats rippling like black water. Cold poured upon the hill with them, biting deeper than frost. Frank's breath froze in his chest. The ring blazed hot in his hand, and the whisper roared so loud it drowned out every thought.
Whammy, damn it! Be unseen! Command him! Respect your authority!
His fingers slid the ring onto his hand, and the world changed. Darkness fell, not like night, but like a curtain torn against his sight. The fire still burned, but dim. The farts crouched beside it, smelly as they were. Pale shadows only, but the 9, he saw them true. Their cloaks peeled back, their faces white and stretched like a bunch of old people at the home. Their eyes burning red coals. They were tall, terrible, and hungry because they hadn't had a Snickers. I can understand. And their voices rasped like knives over glass. Beans, they hissed. You are ours. You are already halfway to being homo. One raised its arm, and its hand gleamed a long, thin dagger, or at least we thought it was a dagger. Its edge shimmering with foul light. The pride dagger. Frank cried out, stumbling back, but its body would not obey him. The ring bound him in its pull, drawing him forward toward them, trembling in their shadow. Take it off, you shit for brains! Yamaha roared. He leapt between fire and the 9 blade flashing. Take it off, or I'll shove that cockwasher shut myself. But it was too late. The chief of the 9 lunged, the pride dagger flashing in rainbow colors. Pain seared Frank's side, cold and sharp, like ice driven straight into his flesh. He screamed and tore the ring from his finger, and the world snapped back. The fire blazing bright, the ruins stark, the farts shrieking in terror. The 9 closed in, the air froze, and Yamaha struck. With a great shout, he swung his blade, sparks flying, its steel met shadow. He snatched a brand from the fire and hurled it into the midst, flames flaring, forcing them to reel back.
Flame on flame violence?
Yes. Whose
Can we
flame's
use fire
bigger?
against fire? I feel like we need to consult someone that knows Pokemon or something.
Right. I choose you. Forcing them to reel back with shrieks like tearing metal. Back off, you homos! You'll get steel in your guts before you get to Bean's arsehole.
So you can hear both in this story in Indiana.
Yes. The 9 hissed, their cloaks swirling. They drew nearer again, arms reaching, the pride dagger gleaming in its rainbow glory in its leader's hand. Yamaha swung his sword in wide arcs, slashing, cursing, driving them back from the flame. Sparks showered. The farts clung to Frank, dragging him back, their faces with terror. Sam, Mary, Pip, get him out of reach. If they drag him down the head, he's theirs for good. Oh my God, I had to actually read that.
And this will be the stream that my mom watches.
Right.
And my pastor.
In your past.
No,
Matt.
I can only just imagine, like
we
my
need to
husband's
have a
pimping it out.
talk.
Mo, is there something you'd like to talk about?
Would you like to
Mo?
share with the congregation your latest episode?
Yes, I have reverted back to Catholicism where I only discuss embarrassing things with one weird man in a small room rather than the entire
And he's like,
congregation.
I've heard worse.
Yeah, Catholic priest is like, pay me an indulgence. I'm like, here's a 50. Don't talk. I'll see you next year.
Just
I
leave the
feel good
20
about
in the
myself.
offering plate and get the hell out of here. Okay.
Things you can say to both a hooker and a priest.
But Sam hauled Frank's shoulders. Mary grabbed his legs. Pip shoved with shaking hands. Frank moaned, clutching his wound, his vision swimming. The cold gnawed deeper, and the whisper of the ring still rang in his skull.
Join them. Be a hippie homer. It's so much easier.
The
You
Yamaha
like
fought on,
Bravo.
shouting curses, swinging steel, hurling sparks. He was a wall of fury, his voice cutting the night like thunder. Come on then, you pale cockwashers! Come on and get some! The night shrieked together, a sound that split the sky. For a dreadful moment they surged forward, shadows towering, cold, crushing. But Yamaha flew the last of the brands at their feet, and with the final clash of blade on stone, he drove them back. Cloaks swirled, hissing faded, and then, like a smoke in the wind, they fled, vanishing down the slopes of the tip of the head. Diva.
Silent. I'm here. I'm awake, dude.
Dude.
I was
Dude.
like imagining like these little ghost things going down the hill and stuff.
Hissing all the way.
I was kind of imagining gay Pokemon. Like, that would be amazing.
I'm just picturing them running down the hill with their arms up in the air. Oh
No.
my God!
Oh my god!
I know,
yes.
but it's like, you've got to find like a drag queen and like you've got to catch them all, catch the gays, kooky gays, and then you
Well,
have to like.
You need to get in here, brother. You need to get in here. Because I'm telling you, this gets better.
Or worse. I mean, you be the judge. It's like a pick your own adventure.
It is kind of.
At least I made you a pirate, Yamaha. Come on.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I tried to get the deep, gravelly voice, but menopause isn't working that fast.
It's not working in that way.
It's not how it works. It's not how any of this works.
That's
No.
not what it's doing. No.
You explain that to the one chin here I had to pluck today.
They're
explain that.
persistent too. They're very
You can't read
persistent.
it.
Yeah.
Just listen. All right, brother. You take care of yourself. It gets good.
Is that from me? Oh God, it's from Diva. Jesus.
Mm. What?
The
It's your
hair.
turn, Diva.
Oh, okay. Silence fell. The fire guttered low. The ruins loomed broken against the stars. Sam bent over Frank, his voice breaking. He's hurt, Yamaha. He's fading fast. Yamaha lowered
Dibs
his
on the
sword.
ring.
Dabs. Yamaha lowered his sword, his face grim as stone. He looked at the wound, already darkening around the edges, and spat. Pride dagger, straight from the taints.
From the taint or in the tank?
I'm just
The area adjacent to the
Pride
tank.
dagger straight in the taint.
if it hits the heart, he'll be a homo by dawn. We've got one chance left, and that's the glory hole. Frank shivered. Pale as death, the whisper of the ring still echoed in his mind, sweet and terrible, but Yamaha's voice cut through it, harsh as iron. Hold on, Beans. The biker growled. You're not theirs yet. You're mine to drag through the hole. And by hell, I'll get you there. And Frank slipped into darkness. The night at the tip of the head was long and bitter.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
And raw. It's so raw at this point.
No lube.
Oh. This is what happens when you allow pride on the tip of the head. I think we have proven the slippery slope, and as Tucker Carlson, I would like to say that I think we proved this now. So it's no longer even a thing.
I mean, he's just
Brought to you by the Gideon's Council.
Yamaha's got you. He said, "Now, Diva, just make me sound fabulous."
Fabulous.
Fun.
I was trying to at least make you straight. I don't know.
Okay, where are
Well,
we?
you know what you can.
Oh,
You know
my.
what they say. You can take a Frank to a glory hole, but you can't make him straight.
You can pretend whatever you want when you can't see
It's
it.
2025. You can pretend a lot of things.
Yeah.
The fire burned low and the wind whispered cold over the ruins. Frank lay pale and naked and restless, his breath shallow, his side bound in cloth already darkened. He stirred often, muttering words none of them understood.
Capita,
Pip,
lighting, strobing, twerking.
Are my seams straight?
his hand always twitching toward his pocket. Sam never left his side, while Mary and Pip kept fearful watch on the slopes below. Yamaha stood apart, tall in the firelight, his blade across his knees, because it's that big. He did not speak, but his eyes never left the dark where the 9 had vanished. At last, when the dawn broke gray over the land, Yamaha rose. He said, "We move, betches." Sam gaped. "Move, I can hardly stand." "Well, stand or be carried," Yamaha said flatly. "The pride dagger won't wait for us to rest. Every hour the poison digs deeper. If you want him to see the glory hole, we walk." So
Also, things you can say in Indiana and in this story.
So they walked. Frank leaned heavy on Sam's shoulder, his steps slow and stumbling. The others took turns bearing him, though none would ease the weight of his wound. His face grew paler, his eyes glassier, as though the shadow pressed into him with every mile. The land east of the head was bleak and empty. The ridges fell away to wide, barren fields, cut with gullies and scattered with broken stone.
Wait,
No
so
trees.
the landscape was manscaped?
Butchered.
He had a manzillion.
It was
The
butchered.
landscape manzillioned.
Supposed to keep that even.
No trees grew, no birds sang. The air was sharp and dry, and the wind carried only dust. They trudged on in silence. Pip muttered once, only to be silenced by Yamaha's glare. Mary kept his jaw tight, his eyes scanning the horizon. Sam plodded steady, one arm always braced around Frank. Okay, I'm done.
At night, they camped in the hollows, keeping the fire small, for the 9 were never far. More than once they heard the low hum of engines in the distance, and once they saw the faint gleam of headlights crest a far ridge. Each time they pressed Frank closer to the earth, whispering prayers he would not cry out in his fever. The days blurred together. Frank grew weaker, his lips pale, his skin clammy. He spoke little, though at times he muttered in his sleep of shadows, of the taint, of voices that called him homo in the dark. The others feared to wake him when he raved. A raven! For his voice was not always his own. Only Yamaha presence kept him moving. He never faltered, never softened. Though his eyes grew darker with every mile, he drove them onward with a hard voice and sharper curses, as though the road itself might bend to his will. And always, always he spoke of the glory hole. It's his only chance, he said when Sam begged for the rest. The pride won't stop. If he doesn't reach the hole, he'll be theirs before the next moon. So they marched on, shadows at their heels, the weight of the ring on Frank's pocket dragging heavier with every step. Chapter 6, Fight to the Glory Hole. The days that followed the tip of the head were grim and weary. Frank staggered eastward, pale and trembling, the poison of the pride dagger burning in him. His breath grew shorter, his steps heavier, and often he rode half-carried between Sam and Mary while Pip trailed behind, muttering complaints that died quickly under Yamaha's glare. The land grew bleaker still. No trees shaded their way, no birds sang in the air, only dry grass whispered beneath the wind, and the road ran cracked and broken, stretching into emptiness. By day, they felt the 9 behind them. By night, they heard the low hum of engines circling, hunting, never far from their trail. Once in the half-light of dawn, they glimpsed back at a black car was cresting a ridge, its hood glinting like a blade before it slid again into shadow. Frank weakened with each mile. His face was pale as chalk, his lips blue, his eyes glazed as though a veil hung over them. He spoke seldom, and when he did, his voice was not his own. So cold, he whispered once, clutching at Sam's arm. So cold, colder than the taint itself.
That's not accurate.
I don't know. Sam wiped sweat from his brow and held him tighter. Hold on, Mr. Frank. We'll get you to the glory hole, I swear. But the others saw how his hands shook, how the wound darkened and their hearts quailed. It was on the 4th night that hope appeared. They had a camp in the shallow hollow, the fire hidden by stones. The winds hissed in the grass, and Frank lay shivering under his cloak while Sam kept watch. The night was still. Suddenly the dogs barked, not the mutts of Farmer McGucket, but strange, unseen hounds who howled, split the dark. Sam leapt up, rousing the others, and then from the east came the sound of hooves. At first they crouched low, fearing the 9, but the sound was lighter, swifter, ringing with a rhythm unlike the dull thunder of black tires. And then came a rider on a pale motorbike that gleamed like silver fire beneath the stars, his hair streaming golden in the night wind. His face shone fair and terrible, and his leather jacket hung in ways that made Pip mutter, "Bloody hell, that's fabulous." Yamaha rose at once, his hand lifting in recognition. "Sweet cheeks," he said simply. The rider dismounted, swinging one booted leg over the shining bike. His smile was bright, his eyes fierce, and his voice carried like music, though with a lilt that could only be called flamboyant. Mo.
Wait a minute.
Why are all of
Sweet
these?
Cheeks is a dude?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but why are all of these ostensibly queer guys trying to make their, like, not inviting their friend into the fold. It's like, no, he must maintain straightness for balance.
I guess
It's like the
so.
midichlorian of gender identity have to
You
be
can tell
balanced by
Shizzy
one
wrote this
straight
story.
guy.
No, Sweet Cheeks is an elf. All the elves are a little sweet, I guess is the best way of putting it. So that's
Okie
how
dokie.
that's how AI did it. Don't blame me.
Okay.
I
I
have
thought
been-
this was what's her name?
It would have been, but it was actually a dude.
No, I meant
True.
I thought it was
In the movie, it was Erwin, but in
Yeah,
the
it was
books, it was
Steven
actually
Tyler's daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was actually Elron in the books that went out to meet and got him. But
See, I didn't read the book.
Oh,
well, that's okay. I'm pretty sure
watched the
Tolkien's rolling in his
The
grave.
damn
but
movie is
no
9
more.
weeks long. That was enough. I don't need to read the book.
you can fast forward through the walking scenes because that'll shorten it down to at
There
least
weren't
a week.
enough shirtless scenes for me. I mean, Viggo Morrison. I'm just saying for the plot, he might have gotten
Baker will-
caught in a
Who Baker
in a
will proudly
rainstorm.
tell you is Danish.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been hunting for you, darlings, Sweet Cheeks said, tossing back his hair, and not a moment too soon. You've dragged your little fart friend halfway to homo already. If we don't get him to the glory hole, he is done for. Sam bristled, half rising. He's not done for. He's strong and conservative, damn it. We are from Alabama. Sweet Cheeks bent low, touching Frank's face with a hand that glowed faintly in the dark. Frank stirred, whispering. Even in his fever, his eyes flickered at the touch. He's strong, Sweet Cheeks agreed softly. But strength isn't enough against pride. Cancel culture, not without help. And help, loves, is exactly what I bring. He stood tall, radiant, his leather gleaming in the firelight. Come morning, we ride. You follow me. We make for the river, from there the glory hole. But know this, the 9 are close, and they'll smell him for miles. Pheromones, and he has it. He has the it factor. We can all see it.
got the
If
riz.
Tyra was here, he'd be America's next top model. We'll be chased every step, and if we falter, they'll take him, like Britney Spears. The fart shivered.
Leave Brittany alone.
Pip muttered something about dying fabulous. Mary cuffed him quiet, and Sam held Frank tighter. Screaming, hetero life partner. Again, thanks Jay and Silent Bob. I am not with you people. Yamaha's eyes narrowed. His voice carried a rare note of relief. Then it settled. We move with you, Sweet Cheeks. The techling smiled, dazzling in the firelight. Oh, honey, you'll be safe in my hands, all of you. And I'm going to teach you my Korean technique for really moisturized skin. Because as you can see, I sparkle even under the moonlight, and you all are looking a little drab, not fab, but we will help. With that promise, I'm telling you guys, I would have been beyond flaming. Like Richard Simmons would look at me and say, "Oh my God, that flamer!" Like,
Oh my
this
God,
is why
you're too
God.
much.
Yeah. Like, I would have come out singing Liza Minnelli, like, "Hello." My mom would have been like, "Put it back in, bake it more. I don't know what's going on." So God was like, "You'll be an awkward girl." And I was like, can I, later in my later adult, can I pretend to be gay? Hey, doesn't matter to me. All right,
Mr. Mo
awkward
know
girl.
about this?
No, I get all of my fabulousness out by pretending to be, Sweet Cheeks. Although I do have a fabulously gay Christmas tree that's got a unicorn on it, and I decorate in rainbows.
Do you play? Does instead of Christmas carols, do you play Pink Pony Club?
No, goodbye, horses.
Goodbye, horses.
I just dance. I'm like,
Pink
I'm
Pony
beautiful.
Club.
I do me.
Oh God.
That's why it's disturbing because Goodbye Horses is only really known for that and Silent Bob, or no, Jay
Oh yes.
redoing.
Yes.
Not a very
Yes.
popular song with
Oh,
any
yes.
other connotations.
Relax. Don't do it.
Well, yes, as Nancy Pelosi and Nancy Bush and Nancy Reagan said, just say no.
Just say no.
And with that promise, the company lay uneasy beneath the stars while the sound of engines purred faint in the distance, circling never nearer. The next morning broke sharp and cold, the sky gray with a hint of a storm. They rose weary, Frank pale as death, but Sweet Cheeks was already astride his gleaming silver bike. The machine purred like a lion, its chrome flashing in the dim light. Up with you, darlings! Think of me as your Mary Poppins. A little bit of sugar, and the medicine will go down. Sweet Cheeks said, sliding from the seat to lift Frank as though he weighed nothing. You ride with me. The rest of you, keep your pace. You're a little chunky. Let's go. You have to sweat to be beautiful. Sam started forward, but no chunkster.
Glistening, not sweating. Glistening.
Sam, I know you like potatoes and it shows. So you'll be running until it goes, okay?
God.
Yamaha cut him off with his voice like grapple. Shut your cock holster and let the shiny bastard do his job. Sweet Cheeks set Frank gently on the back of his bike, wrapping his own leather jacket around him. Hold tight, my love, my little Romeo. I won't let you fall. Frank muttered something faint, his eyes glazed, but his hands clutched weakly at Sweet Cheeks' waist. Second base. When the engine roared, the chase began. They flew east across barren land, Yamaha striding like a storm, Sam and the others running hard behind. Dust rose in their wake, and the wind tore at their cloaks, but behind them rose another sound, the deep, dreadful hum of engines, black and low, swelling louder with each mile. They're coming! Mary cried, looking back. The nine crested the ridge, black cars gleaming, dim headlights, hoods like fangs. They rolled in formation. Convoy!
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling right.
Yeah, the words escaped me right as it popped into my mind. My mind helpfully erased all lyrics that I had knowledge of, and it's like, good luck with that, jackass. And I'm like, my inner child is a cunt, but she has great timing. She's just like, and no lyrics, delete. Go with that chick. See how that works for you. I'm like, faster, Yamaha bellowed. He swung his sword at the sky as though to strike the sun itself. Run, you little shits, or it's Homoville for beans. Pretty sure football coaches have yelled that before. The farts panted, stumbling, but kept pace. Sam's face was set with a grim determination, Pip's with terror, Mary's with an ire resolve. Frank sagged against Sweet Cheeks, barely conscious, his skin cold as stone. The road bent downward to a narrow valley where a river rushed wild across the stones. The sound of its torrent filled the air, bright and fierce. There! Sweet Cheeks shouted, his golden hair streaming. The river of tears or golden showers, crystal Pepsi, whatever you want to call it.
Oh God.
Cross it and the glory hole is ours. The nine shrieked as one, their engines screaming louder. They surged faster, closing the distance. Black doors swinging open as shadowed figures leaned out, hands reaching. Ballstorm.
Go! Yamaha roared. Get him across, Sweet Cheeks. We'll hold the bastards here. Sweet Cheeks gunned the engine. The silver bike leapt forward, wheels splashing into the shallow ford. Water sprayed high, catching the light like fire. Frank stirred weakly, his eyes fluttering open, and for a moment he saw the glory hole beyond the Golden Shower River. A valley hidden in light, shining with promise. But the 9 were just about up their ass. They halted at the bank, their cars snarling, black shadows spilling forward. One raised a pride dagger high, its blade flashing the air froze. "Come back, Beans," they hissed. "Come to Homo." Frank swayed in the seat, his strength nearly gone. The whisper of the ring surged.
With me, join them in the chase. I'm tired of talking to you.
But Sweet Cheeks turned, his face radiant and terrible, and shouted words in a tongue older than bylaws and a absolute horrible HOA. Brighter than fire, his voice rang like a trumpet, and the river answered. The waters of the Golden Shower surged high, white foam crashing like walls. A great wave roared down, glittering with strange light. It's called chlorine.
In the distance, they heard, "I believe I can fly."
I believe I can touch the
Touch
sky.
the sky.
And in its crest rose shapes of rainbow stallions, galloping wild, their manes streaming like banners. The 9 shrieked, their engines drowned, the flood crashed upon them, sweeping their black cars from the bank, overturning them in the torrent. Shadows writhed and screamed, and they were swept away, vanishing into the foam. The valley rang with the sound, and then all was still. Sweet Cheeks wheeled the bike up the far bank, Frank clinging faintly to him. Apparently I can't talk. Yamaha and the others splashed across, drenching and breathless, and stumbled at last onto solid ground. The shadow was broken. The 9 were gone. Frank sagged in Sweet Cheeks' arms, pale as death. Yamaha's eyes burned as he knelt beside him. "Well, we've made it. But if the hole can't fix him, he's done." Sweet Cheeks smiled, fierce and bright. "Listen, the glory hole heals all, darling. He'll be safe soon. Trust me." And with that, they rode into the valley of the hole. Chapter 7, Many Meetings in the Hole. When Frankenbeans awoke, he thought at first he had drifted into some fever dream. The sheets beneath him were smooth as silk, the air warm and fragrant, and the light streamed through the high windows in shifting colors, as if the sun itself had passed through stained glass. He blinked, bewildered, for it seemed no place in all the cheeks had ever looked so fair. A voice came softly at his side. "Easy now, darling, you're safe." Frank turned his head. Sweet Cheeks sat in a chair near the bed, golden hair falling loose, leather jacket gleaming even here in the soft light. His smile was gentle, though his eyes burned bright, like a lover who had just taken your virginity.
Thank you for
pride
including us in this memory, Ballstorm. So I feel like I need like a guardian or something. Like I don't want to touch anything.
Hand sanitizer is a must. So your pride wound is gone. You're straight again, Sweet Cheeks said, laying a hand on Frank's chest. You'll ache a little, but the blade's poison is out of you. The glory hole has its ways. Frank swallowed, his throat dry, but his voice came clear. I'm still straight? I mean alive? Sweet Cheeks winked. More than alive, love. Fabulous!
Which didn't alleviate Frank's confusion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
Frank more confused.
I like them both now.
Frank
I
assumed
don't
bi.
understand.
I'm bi?
I gotta say something really quick. Diva, I think your microphone got switched on you accidentally.
Did it?
I think
Wait,
so.
how's it sound now?
There you go. That's much
Okay.
better.
Well, I was
I'm
far
just
away.
saying-
I'm enjoying the show.
Oh, sorry.
I'm relaxing. I'm
Okay.
off mic. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
I know how it do.
I do.
Now Shizzy's used to White Rabbit and Expert not using the right mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We only
Well,
have one mic, Shiz.
What's
Yeah.
really bad is I could move it closer to me and I'm still just chill, relaxed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
Before
yeah.
Frank could reply, a crash of footsteps sounded, and suddenly Sam was at the bedside, his face blotched with tears and fury. "Oh, Mr. Frank," he cried, gripping his hand. "Oh, I thought you had gone full homo on us. I thought we were finished." "I'm still here, Sam.
Your mom was praying in confession. The rosaries.
We brought in a priest and everything." "I'm still here, Sam," Frank murmured, managing a faint smile. Behind Sam came Mary and Pip in all of his sequin glory, both grinning wide as fools. Mary tried to look dignified but failed, while Pip all but threw himself onto the foot of the bed. "Bloody hell, you scared the life out of us," Pip said. "It nearly cost me my best snacks. Worth it, though. This place is a proper hole." "Mind your tongue," Mary muttered, cuffing him lightly. There's a lot about cuffing in this story.
Well, there's
Those
a
own
lot of men in one hole.
Lot of cuffing. Lot of cuffing and holes. Though his own smile betrayed him, Frank looked at them, his heart swelling. "I'm glad you're here." And then it was another figure entered, tall and familiar, his staff tapping lightly on the polished floor. His beard was as shaggy as ever, but his cloak seemed brighter now, and his eyes twinkled with something sharper than himself. "Gary? Gary the Gay?" The old wizard bowed and mocked solemnly. "At your service, Beans. And at the long last you are awake. About time, too. I was beginning to think you were determined to nap through history as if you had eaten a couple of the pudding pops." The room filled with laughter, warm and merry for the first time since the tip of the head. Frank felt the shadow lift. The ring was still in his keeping, heavy and whispering. But here in the glory hole, the whispers were fainter, as though the hole itself had muffled them. He sank back into the
Was
pillows.
a muffler of sorts.
Well, it does muffle it once you're in the hole. Just saying. He sank back into the pillows, surrounded by friends, and thought, if this is a dream, never let me wake.
Leonardo
Frank's-
DiCaprio, are you listening, you asshole? If this is a dream, I'm staying here.
Until Mo let him drown in the water, even though she could have allowed him to get on the damn raft with her.
I am a selfish woman, and I wanted his whistle too. Also, I don't know about community property laws in the 30s. I mean, it could be a, split. Also, she's more of a cunt than you realize, because I'm guessing her and her husband that she went on to, have children with while she pined for Leo. I'm sure they had like braces, or he had retirement, or he got laid off. All the while, he's probably working 2 jobs supporting the kids while she's a stay-at-home wife, not telling him, "Oh, by the way, honey, we don't even need a mortgage. I've got like this big effing diamond right here. Oh, you're dying of tuberculosis because you're working with asbestos and mesothelioma? Oh, no, I'll keep this here and then I'll put it in the mother effing ocean."
And by the way,
Not even give it to Bill Paxton, who survived didn't survive Predator, didn't survive Alien, but damn, he did survive Twister. So.
Yes, Twister. Mhm.
Yeah.
he didn't survive Unforgiven. He didn't survive Aliens. Or no, not Unforgiven. Tombstone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Got my Westerns mixed up.
There was quite a few of them he didn't survive in.
Welcome to the amount of time Mo has thought about how much of a bitch Rose was.
I you did go places I would have never thought about with that, you know?
Well, not to mention Rose's firstborn was from a man who she allowed to drown in the ocean.
Yeah.
You know,
Huh.
Just saying.
Hmm.
Frank's strength returned slowly. Each day in the glory hole felt brighter than the last. The air alive with voices and laughter, the scent of, well, spice and wood smoke. And the music drifting always from unseen, I almost said balls, unseen halls. He walked its corridors with awe, high arched ceilings painted with strange murals, fountains bubbling with waters that sparkled faintly pink. Surprised it wasn't yellow. And courtyards lit by lanterns that glowed like neon even in the daylight. It's beautiful, he murmured once, standing at a balcony that overlooked the river far below. I never thought a place existed. Gary the Gay chuckled beside him. The whole has a way of surprising even those who have seen it. Elon built much of it, or so he claims, though whatever he used, engineers or elves, depends on which day you ask. Indeed, when Frank was at last brought into the great hall, he saw Elon himself seated at the high chair. His hair was wildly odd, his smile sharp and relentless, his eyes glittering as if full of strange schemes. He wore a jacket cut in sleek silver, embroidered with patterns that looked more like circuit boards than leaves. Diva.
Welcome, Frank and Beans, Elon said, rising with a flourish. You've come through shadows darker than most will ever know. You've been stabbed with a pride dagger and lived, which makes you either extraordinarily strong or extraordinarily lucky. Either way, welcome to the hole. Frank bowed awkwardly. Thank you, sir. Elon waved a hand dismissively. Don't sir me. Call me Elon. Everyone does. Titles are all for IPOs.
True.
The hall chuckled softly. Gary's lips twitched, though his eyes were grave. Elon stepped closer, studying Frank with unnerving intensity. Then the ring. You still carry it. Frank hesitated, his hand drifting unconsciously to his pocket. The whisper was faint here, muffled by the walls of the great, juicy glory hole, but still present. Yes, he said softly. Good, Elon said, though his tone was unreadable. I keep it safe for now. Soon enough, we'll decide what to do with it. But first, rest, eat. The hole is made for that as much as for wisdom. He clapped Frank lightly on the shoulder and turned away, already muttering about rockets and power storage. Gary the Gay leaned close and whispered, He's a brilliant, make no mistake, but don't believe every scheme he tosses out. I once found him designing a flamethrower just to see if it would sell. Frank blinked. Did it? Oh, yes, Gary said dryly. Sound like hotcakes. And Frank, for the first time in many weeks, laughed until his sides ached. Later that night, when the lights of the glory hole glowed low and the music had quieted, Gary the Gay led Frank down a winding corridor to a small, intimate little tiny dark chamber. There's someone who's been waiting for you, Gary said softly. Frank stepped inside. There, seated deep beside the chair, was Black. His belly was rounder, his face lined, his laugh lines deeper, but the twinkle in his eye was unmistakable. He wore a patched smoking jacket, slippers far too comfortable for adventuring, and a mug of something steaming in his hand. "Oh, well, well," Black said, his voice warm. "Frank and beans at last. Oh, took you long enough." Frank froze. He rushed forward, dropping to his knees beside the chair. "Black?" Oh, the old bean chuckled, setting down his mug to clasp Frank's hands. "Oh, easy, lad. I'm no ghost. Not yet, anyway." Frank blinked away tears. "I thought you were gone for good. Vanished. Left me with nothing but it." Black's smile faltered. His eyes flickered toward Frank's pocket, and for the moment a firelight seemed to cast shadows too deep across his face. Then he shook his head. The old warmth returned. "Aye," he said softly. "I left you the ring. Not my brightest idea, was it? But I couldn't keep it any longer. It clung to me, Frank. It laughed when I laughed, whispered when I slept. Oh, damn thing was hollering me down out by the pumpkin I left long out in the sun. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Better you carry it now. Well, you still got some steadiness in you." Frank swallowed hard. It nearly killed me, Black. The pride dagger. They almost dragged me under. Black's hand squeezed his. "Oh, but you're here. You're tougher than you think. Tougher than me, perhaps. I just wanted one more trick. One more thing of water in my enema bottle. One more
Oh,
laugh."
God.
"You're the one who'll have to see it through. There you go, Shizzy. It's all yours."
They sat a long while by the fire, speaking of lighter things, of fireworks in the cheeks, of briskets smoked too long, of neighbors who still grumbled about the party tree. For a time, the shadow lifted, and Frank felt again the comfort of home. But when the laughter faded, Frank looked closer at Black, and his heart ached. The old sparkle was dimmer. His hands trembled faintly when they rested still, and when his eyes strayed to Frank's pocket, there was hunger there. Creepy. Quickly hidden, but not gone. This one, see a priest. Last Black patted his hand and leaned back in his chair. "Go on, lad. You got bigger folk to meet tomorrow. I'll be here waiting. Old beans don't wander far these days." Frank reluctantly, his chest tight, said, "Good night, Black Beans." "Good night, lad," Black said. His smile was faint, but his eyes were kind. "Keep your head steady. If you can't, well, pray the hell that someone slaps you upside the head and makes it steadier than us carries it next." The firelight flickered, the shadows stretched, and Frank left him there, humming softly to himself in the quiet of the hole, saying something about "my precious, my precious." The Council of Elon. The morning broke soft and clear in the valley of the hole. Sunlight poured through high glass and stone, catching in fountains that splashed rainbow arcs across the courtyards. Birds sang, strange and bright, as though mocking the heaviness of the day. Frank was led by Sam to the great hall, a chamber wide and high, with walls hung in banners stitched with odd patterns, some like circuit boards, some like dragon's wings, some like memes half remembered. At the far end stood Elon himself, tall in his silver jacket, his eyes sharp and restless. Gary the Gay sat beside him, his staff across his knees, because he's just hung that way. His shaggy brows bent low. The benches were full. Their set dwarves, squat and bearded, their boots muddy from long roads. They muttered to one another in voices like gravel, their eyes sharp beneath heavy brows. Frank caught only a few words: iron, gold, beer. There sat Tecklings, sleek and sharp, their hair gleaming with fingers tapping absent-mindedly on glowing little devices. Their clothes shimmered with strange threads, and they laughed too loudly as though at jokes no one else could hear. And there too were the bikers, tall, hard-faced men and women in leathers, their hands calloused, their eyes weary. They carried themselves with the weight of the road, their voices low and steady. One of them, seated close to Elon, sat apart from the rest, dark-haired, lean, with a look of quiet command. Frank swallowed. He had never been in such company. Sam nudged him. That's a bloody lot of important folk in what room? He whispered, best keep your cock washer shut. And leaned over to the next bench. You don't think they'll serve snacks? Shut it, Mary hissed. At last Elon rose, all voices stilled. His presence filled the hall, though his posture was restless, as though he might at any moment dash off to invent something strange and unasked for. Friends, said Elon, his voice carried across the chamber, you have come from every corner of what remains free. Dwarves from their mountains, Tecklings from their glass towers, bikers from the long road, even the farts from the cheeks. He smiled. Frank. Oh, blush. Oh, you're too welcome in the glory hole. But we're not gathered for comfort. We're gathered for truth. The shadow of the taint spreads again.
The hell of a taint.
To do with it. He turned his Frank to gaze. The ring beams showed them. The hall stirred as Frank pulled the little black box from his pocket and set it on the table before Elon. God.
He pulled down his pants and showed the little box.
It was summer's eve. All stirred as Frank just pulled out his little black box from his pocket and set it on the table before Elon. The ring gleamed faintly, dark and smooth, its whisper tugging at him, even here in the hole. A murmur rippled through the benches, muttered curses from dwarves, easy laughter from the Tecklings, and a grunt, one from one of the bikers. Elon raised a hand. Here it is, the ring of Dingleberry, forged in the taint, lost for ages, found again in the cheeks.
Well, that happens.
A tale as old as time, Beauty and the Beast.
One band to bind them all, and now it lies before us. We must decide its fates. The hall fell silent, heavy with the weight of history. Gary the Gay leaned forward, his eyes grave. Then tell it, Elon. Tell them the full tale, all of it. And so Elon began. Elon stood tall at the head of the hall, the ring gleaming faintly before him. His eyes swept over the company and murmurs stilled. You all know pieces of the tale, he said, whispers of the taint, the shadows spreading, the nine that roam the roads. But now it's time for the whole story. Listen well, for it touches every one of you.
You would think the cheeks would be spreading. Anyway.
He began to speak of ages past, of Dingleberry rising in the taint, cloaking himself in promises of ease and equality, spinning change from honeyed words. He told of the rings of power, the 9 given to ambitious men, the 7 to greedy dwarves, the 3 to the lofty Tecklings. And at last he told of the one ring, the binding band forged in the hidden fires of the taint. As he spoke, the hall shifted. The dwarves grumbled, their thick fingers drumming on the benches. The Tecklings rolled their eyes, but listened keenly, one or two adjusting their glowing devices, if fact-checking in real time. The bikers sat silent, but their eyes were dark, their hands never far from the chains at their belts. When Elon spoke of the pride dagger and the wound Frank had suffered, a murmur rose, and many turned to look at him. Frank shifted uneasy under their gaze, but Sam straighter at his side as if daring anyone question him. At last Elon's tail wound down, and he rested his hands on the table and said, that is what has come before. The ring is here. The taint grows, and the 9 hunt. We cannot pretend any longer that it's not our concern. The silence hung heavy until at last one of the dwarves rose. His beard was thick as wire, his eyes sharp beneath bushy brows, and his voice was low rumble that carried to every corner of the hall. We know the shadow, he said. It has crept into our forges and our hulls. Our people are not what they were. but we have not forgotten our pride nor our anger. He thumped a fist on the bench. If the ring is to be destroyed, say so. If it is to be wielded, say so. But do not waste our time with riddles. Dwarves have no patience for talk without end. He sat. The hall rumbled with uneasy agreement. Elon's eyes turned next to the Techlings. One of them rose, slim, sharp-featured, their hair styled as if a mirror were always at hand. Their fingers left the glowing device in their hand, but their voice was smooth and practiced like a speaker on stage. The ring is dangerous, they said. Too dangerous to be left in the wild. It should be studied, contained, understood. Only through knowledge can it be mastered. A murmur rose, some scoffing and some nodding. At least Elon shifted to the bikers. Their leader rose slowly, tall and lean, his leather creaking as he stood. His eyes were shadowed, his jaw tight, and his voice was low but clear. Oh, the ring is evil, he said. It cannot be wielded without corruption. If we use it, it will own us. If we hide it, it will find us. There is only one choice. It must be destroyed. He sat again, and the hall fell silence once more. Elon turned to the company. So it begins. You have heard of the voices of each. Now we must choose. The silence of the hall was deep, broken only by the crackle of torches. At last, one of the drawers rose again. He was short and broad, his beard thick as a curtain, his voice gravelly enough to grind stone. He thumped his fist on the table so hard the mugs rattled. Mo?
Thank you. I am Chode, son of Granite, he growled, and I'll say this plain. The dwarves remember what the ring has done. Our forges dimmed, our minds hollowed. Our houses look like Detroit or Gary, Indiana.
Same
Our
statue.
kin lust to greed that wasn't our own. We will not be fooled again by trinkets from the taint, but jazzles too. If it lies here, it's a curse, and if it's wielded, it will bring great ruin. He sat with a grunt, glaring at the Techlings across the chamber. One of them rose immediately, tall, sleek, his hair styled like it had been combed by moonlight itself. His clothes glimmered faintly, and his eyes, in his glowing device, never left his hand, even as he smiled a dazzling smile that dripped with arrogance. I'm Sparkle Dash. Hi. I'd like to remind you that we are speaking on stolen lands from the Native
Is that
Americans. I was born Richard, but my spirit name, my fursona, if you will, is Sparkle Dash of Silicon Valley. Handle, Twitter, etc.
He's a brony.
He said, yes. His voice smooth as honey, twice as smug. And forgive me, but Chode speaks like a rock, not very clear. The ring should not be destroyed. Again, the native aboriginals created it, and as the white people, we need to understand. So I make it my vow to shut up. When anyone of any melanin says anything, I will shut up, unless I'm a white woman. Then I'll speak out loudly for everyone, whichever gender I choose to be. The ring shouldn't be destroyed. It should be studied. Again, we should go back to Mother Gaia. Science is colonization. Optimized with our tech, our wisdom, our sparkle, we could master it. The taint could be coded around, controlled, perhaps even monetized. The Techlings behind him twittered in agreement, tapping their glowing strings. The dwarves erupted in grumbles and curses. Chode barked. Monetized, you prancing little glitter fart. You'll have it sold to trolls before breakfast. Better trolls than you lot sitting on it, Sparkle Dash shot back. At least trolls innovate. Hashtag not all trolls. Stereotypes are evil. So is pattern recognition. Tension flared hot before it could break. Another figure rose from the biker's bench. Tall, lean, dark-haired, in my fantasy, shirtless, clad, worn in leather, steel buckles. His presence silenced the chamber, his voice low, steady, and hard as the road itself.
Wait a minute. Could we do a compromise? Maybe he has like an open vest, like a sleeveless open
assless
vest
chaps.
Assless chaps.
with assless chaps.
There you go. Assless
Okay, he
chaps.
either has that or he's dressed up like Bennett from Commando. Take your pick.
Set with the steel chain. Tank top. Yeah.
Wondering how in the hell someone from Australia became a Navy SEAL. We don't answer that question.
You know, I
Pass
never
right
thought
through
of
it.
that. Of course, that came out when I was a kid. So.
Yes, it did. Oh, yes, better from Commando.
Not to mention, he's like 40. He's like after people retire and they put on the 40 pounds in retirement. And he's like,
Yeah.
Yep.
and I'm like, and the fishnet tank top is what you went with. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I had your self-confidence, sir. I wish I had the self-confidence of Lizzo.
I'm
With-
hell-bent on leather.
I am Yamaha, son of the open highway. Also, I listen to Cher a lot, so gypsies, tramps, and thieves. He said, I have walked the taint's shadow longer than a year. I've seen more penicillin than one can say. I've seen the 9 ride. I've fought their cold. I've watched what this ring does to men. There's no mastering it, no coding it, no hoarding it. If it's not destroyed, it will destroy us. Elon like a socialist chick.
Yes.
For real.
He paused, his eyes sweeping the chamber. The choice is clear. Either we cast it back into the fire of the taint where it was forged, or it will bring every one of us down, dwarves, techlings, bikers, and even the farts of the cheeks. The words fell heavy, and for a moment no one spoke. Even Sparkle Dash, flicking his perfect hair, had no clever retort. Elon leaned forward, his fingers steepled, his eyes gleaming with a relentless fire. As a native African American, I say we agree. The ring cannot remain here. But then, who will carry it? For I have heard the siren of Amber Heard again. I must leave you. Who will bear this burden to the very taint itself? I cannot go there, for I am too weak in her gaze. Not to mention the stink pickle.
Ew.
The hall was still. The ring glimmered faintly on the table, whispering to all who looked upon it. The silence hung heavy, broken only by the whisper of the ring. It seemed to glimmer more brightly on the table, its smooth surface dark but enticing, as though daring someone to claim it. Then a voice rang out from the bench. Why not use it? All eyes turned. Rising tall, broad-shouldered, there was a biker, clad in polished leather. His hair swept back, his chin lifted proudly, his voice carried easily, bold and ringing, with a touch of arrogance that made Mary mutter under his breath, "Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go." I am Bronson of the Free Riders. And, Death Wish. Don't get close to me, ladies. It never ends well for you. But me and my Webley. He declared, thumping his fist to his chest. I've seen the strength of men falter under the taint. I've seen our cities bend, our people cower. But with the ring, we could turn the tide. Why not? Why hide from its power when we could wield it? Why fear what could be our greatest weapon? Murmurs rippled through the hall. Some of the technings nodded eagerly. Sparkle Dash most of all. He then tweeted it on X and even put it on Kiwi Farms for good measure. His eyes gleaming at the thought. The dwarves muttered darkly, shaking their heads. Chode snorted loud enough to echo. Weapon, you dumbass? That's no weapon. That's no weapon you can hold. It's not like 4chan. It'll gut you from the inside before you draw it. Might as well swallow dragon fire and call it a meal. Sparkle Dash tossed his hair and smirked. At least Bronston dares to think boldly. Some of you sound like fossils afraid of progress. Bronson stood taller and boldened. Yes, think what men could do with such gift. We could smash the nine, break the taint, crush the Dingleberry shadow forever, get men off the Vikings cheerleading team. Why should we destroy what could save us? Yamaha rose slowly from his seat. His presence silenced the murmurs before he even spoke. His eyes locked on Bronson, cold and unyielding. Because it will not save us, Yamaha said flatly. It will own us. You call it a weapon, but it will wield you. And in your pride, dumbass, you'd hand the world straight to the taint. I'd rather throw myself under a truck than see the ring on your finger. Bronson's face flushed. He opened his mouth to reply, but Elon cut him off with a short, sharp wave of his hand. Enough, Elon said, his voice snapping like a whip. The ring cannot be wielded, not by men, not by techling, not by dwarves. No one asked about women, but really, they seem to be non-existent here, so the force is female. Kathleen Kennedy lives on to fight another day.
I don't know. You ever seen a female dwarf?
Well, there might be a female Gollum.
Oh God! Oh God!
Oh no. Well, I always wondered what Rosie O'Donnell was going to do for retirement. The hall quieted. The ring glimmered faintly on the table as if mocking their certainty. Oh my God, the ring's a woman.
Oh,
Yep. That's it. That's it.
That's why you don't put your finger in there.
Gary the Gay leaned forward, his voice softer but heavier. And yet it must be carried there into the very taint. Someone must bear it through the shadow and flame, through the darkness and the dread. Someone steady enough not to grasp for it. Hold it gently but firmly. Light twist if you want to. It's up to you, but again, just light grasp, not a triangle hold, okay? Someone who will carry the burden and not wield it. The silence was deeper than before, thick and suffocating. All eyes turned, though no one wished to meet the gaze of the ring. And then Frankenbeans rose slowly to his feet, his face pale, his body weak from the wound, but his eyes steady. I'll take it, he said quietly. I'll take the ring to the taint. The hall stirred. Sam's face went pale. Mary and Pip stared. Bronson scoffed. Chode grunted. Elon leaned forward, eyes bright, while Gary the Gay closed his eyes with something like relief. Volstorm?
And if y'all want to hear the rest of this, you're going to have to wait till next week. Oh, that's how it goes. We got to keep you coming back for more, folks.
Yes. We
very
do.
good segue.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you everybody for coming by tonight. And we'll try to flesh some of the other things out. It's AI does what AI is going to do whenever it writes this kind of stuff.
and we edit as we go.
Yeah,
that's
we ad
true.
lib.
Wait, yeah, a little
Just a
bit.
little.
Just a scotch. It's
Just a
perfect though.
smidge.
Perfect.
Just the tip.
Thanks everyone. and Mo, are you doing a stream tomorrow morning?
Yep, I'm going to do Mornings with Mo, and then we are going to get back Petty Express off the rails. We're going to continue with Christopher Wolfenberger, and then we've got Disturbed, because nothing says Mondays like Colts.
Yes, because if you do it on Sundays, that would be really weird.
True.
I have to keep it open for my, soon to come cold.
Yes, or come too soon cult. One of those.
No, it's the anticipation.
Oh,
Then it will be a cold.
Then it will be a cult.
It's pre-cultish right now.
Diva, Volstorm, you guys got something coming up soon?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I've done
Because
my quota for August. I'm good.
tomorrow's September, though.
Or September.
Well, that can wait till September, you know?
True.
True. Thank you both for coming by, and thank you, Mo, for joining in with us. And we will
You
see
are
you guys
welcome.
very soon.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.
It's Sunday. Time to get a little spicy. Come closer. Let's begin. Stories dripping smooth like wine. Some are crooked, some divine. Whispers rising in the night. Touch the heat of Sunday spice. Sunday spice. Take a taste. Sunday spice. No time to waste. Every laugh, a sweet device. Lose yourself in Sunday spice. Naughty secrets, little lies. Eyes are glowing, tongues collide. Doesn't matter if they're true. The fun is waiting here for you. Sunday spice. Take a taste. Sunday spice. No time to waste. Let it tease. Let it entice. You belong in Sunday spice. Don't fight it. You know what you want. Sunday. Spice.
Thank y'all.